Hello, everyone. Um, I'm going to talk about the investigation we did. The name is Evaluating Virtual Reality as a Learning Resource, an insight into user experience, usability, and learning experience. The authors were Dr. Caterina Edith Gallardo and me, Master Nohemí Rivera Vázquez. We work at Tecnológico de Monterrey in Mexico. All right. A little bit about me, the presenter. I have my bachelor degree in communication sciences with a focus on organizational climate for I did that in the Autonomous University of Nuevo León. And I also have a Master of Education at Tecnológico de Monterrey. I have had a lot of experience working in enterprises, especially in the training department, and also participating mainly in the creation of online courses. I also supported the Strategic Investigation Group, GIEE, Educational Models Innovation, IME, at Tecnológico de Monterrey. And I was a member of the linking committee and also a research assistant. I was also a full-time student in the PhD of Educational Innovation program, and I was in charge of the communication office of the International Council of Distance Education, ICDE UNESCO. The name is Latin Americans Open Education Movement. I also worked at Walmart as an instructional designer. And currently, I'm working as a research methods and verbal expression teacher at Tecnológico de Monterrey in the university. And I'm also working as an English teacher. And also, I am a languages academic leader in the high school at Tecnológico de Monterrey. I'm also participating as a research assistant in projects related with the use of technology for education. Well, that's a little bit about me. And also, I wanted to let you know about the current research topics that we are mainly investigating about. We are focusing a lot on the use of holographic technology in education, and also the use of extended reality in general, virtual reality in education, 360 videos in education too, innovation in education in general, usability in learning interfaces, learning experience with technology, and also competencies development in higher education. Okay, so talking about the investigation that we did, this study took place in a private university located in northeastern Mexico, which is Tecnológico de Monterrey. Undergraduate students studying engineering and also business were exposed to the use of virtual reality resources for learning purposes. And the results presented in this paper focus on a VR resource that was designed specifically to collect, calculate, and estimate data from a daily activity that is going to buy groceries at a supermarket. This virtual reality tour attempted to achieve an spatial immersion with the students, a simulated world that was perceptually convincing. In sum, 268 students participated, and they were taking the course Mathematics and Data Science. They used the VR tool in Monterrey. 76 students were studying at the campus in a presence-based modality, and the rest of them were online students. The students used the VR tool for about 1 hour, and during this time, the activity was about choosing 5 foods, and they were asked to get the smallest number of calories possible. The objective of this virtual reality tour was to help students to calculate their caloric intake and stimulate their interest in the nutritional value of the food they choose. Okay, so talking about the methodology that we used, the objective of the study was to describe 3 variables: usability, user experience, and instructional usability, and how these variables could affect the learning results while using virtual reality resources. The instrument that was used was a mixed questionnaire applied in a focus group technique, and the instrument was divided into 4 sections. Section 1 contained 6 items about usability and 5 items about user experience, and all of them were open ended questions. Section 2 contained 12 items related to instructional issues and learning experience, and these items used a 6-point Likert scale, being 1 little and 6 a lot. Open-ended questions too, and statements that needed to be qualified according to a scale in consensus. Section 3 included open-ended questions to make a global appreciation of students' perception of the learning experience using VR and how to improve it. And in section 4, there was a single word multiple choice question that asked students to select the word that best represented how they felt about the learning experience with the VR. So they had 8 possible options that went from positive to negative emotions or feelings. And a mode value was obtained after they voted. Okay. So the 3 most important concepts that I wanted to talk about were usability, user experience, and instructional usability. That were the variables that we used to evaluate the virtual reality tool. Usability is the degree in which an interface is easy to use. User experience, the degree in which the user is satisfied with the experience they had with the interface, how attractive it was perceived, and also the sense of immersion they had. And finally, instructional usability is the degree in which the tool is really motivating and helping students to achieve the learning objective. So the results that we got were divided here in strengths and areas for improvement. In general, about the strengths that we found in usability is that students adapted really fast to using the virtual reality tool. The interface was perceived as very simple and easy to use. And about the user experience, students said that the experience was really attractive and that it excited them a lot to use the tool. And it was perceived as something new, and they were really glad to do something different, to do something different from the regular classrooms activities that they usually do. And in general, they also said that the experience exceeded their expectations and they were really immersed in the experience. They even said that they felt that they were the character they were controlling. About the learning experience, they said that the virtual reality is a very good way to learn, and they felt that the learning objective was clear, and also they said that the activity was related to their class. On the other hand, we have the areas for improvement. About usability, they said that the beginning and end of the activity was quite confusing. and that they would have preferred to have instructions directly in the virtual reality. Um, about the user experience, they said that they have very limited options in the environment. They referred to the options that they had for the food that they could buy there in the supermarket. They said that they were very limited options for them to choose from. And also, they said that they would have preferred to have music or conversations to make it more natural, to make the environment more natural. Also, they said that not being able to walk made them feel dizzy because they needed to teletransport to different places. About the instructional experience, they said that they expected to be able to interpret the information. So they said that like a second part was missing, like being able to choose the foods and then analyze all the data that they collected from those foods. So they agreed that the activity would have been more relevant as an introductory activity and not as a practice because they weren't able to analyze the data that they collected. Also, they said that it would be better if they were able to interact with other students in real time in the same environment and also being able to do that with the teacher. And they want to use the virtual reality more frequently and in more classes. And also being able to access this resource freely and having it as a reference material to be able to access it at any time they need. Finally, well, the conclusions seem to confirm the features proposed by Micropolis and Bello, that they strongly contribute to a sense of presence when using a VR tool, uh, like free navigation, autonomy, 360 degrees view, and interaction with the objects. Also, VR tools are not appropriate for every instructional objective. This is very important. We need to be careful about the virtual reality. For example, students in this study would have preferred to have this experience at the beginning of the semester, and they felt that the research objective was limited. They would have appreciated analyzing the data they collected. So this supports what Pantelidis' suggestions about creating first a pedagogical foundation when designing VR tools, and the interaction with 3D objects by itself will not improve learning outcomes. So we need to be careful about the instructional design of the tools. Also, we learned that teachers play a really essential role when using this technology. Before the experience, teachers should clarify the learning objective of the resource, define the steps students should follow, and what is expected from them. And after the experience, it's important to engage students into a discussion about what they learned and how they can apply it in their real life. This study presents qualitative preliminary results, but we will continue exploring these dimensions. We will evaluate them using quantitative data. And also, we will do interviews with the teachers. And well, it is very important to continue evaluating the characteristics that must be considered when using VR tools in higher education. Thank you very much for listening. Here is my email in case anybody has any questions. Thank you.